All right. So here's the situation. Just like 2-ish days ago, I was watching this video, "Why It Sucks to Be Born as a Crow" by Bound. I scroll down and I read this comment. Here's the story. As a child, I was the only one at school who didn't bother the local murder and once in a while gave them food. Now, years later, when I walk in this part of town, I see them watch me, and sometimes they approach, rub against my shoes, and even land on my shoulders. I am one of them now. Now, here's the kicker. This man at AEV6075. This video goes out to you, dude, by the way. Love you, man, but I gotta do it. It says, this story is bullshit, and you know it. Now, here's the thing. Crows, it's very well documented on the internet. There have been countless studies. Crows do, in fact, remember faces, and they do remember good deeds. They're very intelligent animals. There are even videos out there of crows speaking like fucking parrots or whatever. You can look them up on YouTube if you really want. They're not hard to find. But I understand if you are AEV6075, I understand if you might have an issue with that. So I'll look one up for you right now.
Tuck thinks he is a very small human.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, that one's better.
I'm a little obsessed with him.
Hi, Tuck. Hi, Tuck.
See that?
I'm Macy.
It's pretty fucking cool, isn't it? All right. So what we're going to do pretty much in this video, we're going to do exactly this. We are going to use Google. It's just like that. And we are going to very simply just look up "do crows." It's right there because I did this earlier. Do crows hold grudges? 4 words, very simple. Let's just go to the first result here, and we're going to read this. Titled "Crows Hold Grudges Against Individual Humans, Often Attacking for Up to 17 Years." Crows are more than just black-feathered figures calling from treetops. They're masters of memory and grudges with cognitive abilities that defy our expectations. While we often admire birds for their bright plumage and lilting songs, there is a deeper layer to their behavior that remains unseen. Birds are more intelligent than most people realize, especially when it comes to recalling those who pose a threat. Recent research has illuminated this startling dimension of avian behavior, revealing that crows, members of the avian elite, can hold grudges for up to 17 years. This discovery showcases the profound capacity of the crow's memories. The study also sheds light on the social transmission of knowledge about threats within bird communities. The research project, led by experts at the University of Washington, was launched in 2006. Professor John Marsluff, an environmental scientist, initiated the study by donning a fearsome mask and temporarily trapping 7 crows. He identified them with leg rings before their safe release. In subsequent years, the professor and his assistants sporadically wore the same mask, strolling the university campus while feeding the resident crows. Marsluff recalled an incident while wearing the mask when 47 out of 53 crows he encountered vehemently scolded him. 47 out of 53 crows. That is, in case you are, a little bit under average like our friend here, significantly more than the 7 crows that were initially trapped. Suggesting that these birds could recognize threatening humans and pass on this knowledge to their kin. Make a note of that, class. The Sound of Silence. The climax of this fascinating study came in 2013 when the number of aggressive caws reached their peak only to gradually decrease. By September 2023, 17 years after the experiment began, not a single scolding crow was heard on one of Marsluff's masked walks. Pretty crazy, 17 years. Next little bit here, seeing behind the mask. Another intriguing facet of the study involved the use of a neutral mask bearing the likeness of Dick Cheney, who was the vice president of the United States at the time. Those sporting the Cheney mask fed the crows without causing them any distress and were subsequently spared of avian wrath. As the research progressed, unknowing volunteers were roped into wearing the masks, ignorant of the dangerous or neutral categorization by the crows. One such volunteer found himself at the center of an avian uproar, confirming the crow's skill in discerning and remembering threats. Dive bombing attacks by crows. A report published in Mail Online shares some other instances of crows with a grudge. In Dulwich, In Dulwich, a posh London suburb, residents reported instances of crows executing dive-bombing attacks. One resident, Alison Freyan, shared her harrowing experience, revealing that she had been targeted by crows on 3 separate occasions when trying to exit her car. Pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, this had a profound impact on the residents as they chose to stay indoors, attempting to avoid any crow confrontations. Intelligence of crows. Crows never cease to amaze with their incredible intelligence, and it isn't confined to recognizing threats and holding grudges. Prior research indicates that crows possess the talent to devise tools and even count. Stories abound of crows dropping nuts onto busy roads, waiting for cars to crack them open, and then retrieving the food once the traffic stops. Some crows have even figured out how to use sticks to extract insects from tree bark or fashion hooks from twigs to fish out food from hard-to-reach places. The study from the University of Washington undeniably contributes to affirming the crow's place in the intelligence hierarchy among birds. Crows, it appears, are creatures of memory, holding on to grudges and recalling threats even after a lengthy span of 17 years. Social dynamics of crow behavior. Beyond their impressive memory and intelligence, crows exhibit complex social structures that further highlight their cognitive sophistication. They live in tight-knit family groups and exhibit behaviors that suggest complex emotional lives. For instance, they've been observed holding what appear to be funerals for deceased members of their flock. You can look up that one if you're skeptical, let's just say. Their communication is sophisticated, involving a range of vocalizations and even regional dialects. This communication is not limited to warnings about potential threats. Crows have been observed sharing information about food sources and even forming alliances to fend off predators. A lot of this stuff has been seen in this video that the both of us watched. Animals in cultural transmission. One of the most remarkable aspects of crow behavior is their ability to teach one another. When a crow learns to associate a specific individual or object with danger, it can relay this information to others in its community, spreading awareness rapidly. Communal learning helps ensure that knowledge of potential threats is preserved and passed down, allowing even young crows to recognize dangers without first-hand experience. This intricate network of social interactions places crows among the few non-human animals capable of cultural transmission, passing knowledge from one generation to the next. It is no surprise that these birds are revered in many cultures, often viewed as symbols of intelligence and adaptability. The full study was published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B. Now, if it is demanded enough by either the viewers or a specific figure, then I will go over this as well. You know, just in case the point doesn't get across. But yeah, there's that. Crows holding grudges. Now let's see. Let's go with this one. The crows play hide and seek with Nicole Steinke after her older kids head to school. She feeds a family of the birds from her apartment balcony in Alexandria, Virginia, twice daily. Usually peanuts, but walnuts and cashews are valued treats. Once there's no food left, they'll look for her as she walks around her neighborhood. When one crow finds her, it will call to the others, and they'll surround her and make a bunch of noise. This, she notes, can alarm bystanders. People think that death is coming, she says. They're a bad omen and all that. Kind of the same as a black cat. They're not omens. One of the crows is named Waffles. They are, however, minor TikTok celebrities thanks to Crow Talk, a small but extremely active niche on the social video app that has exploded in popularity over the past 2 years. I understand if you can't find that one. Googling is hard. Steinke, who posts as @TangoBird. I'll spell that out for you. @TANGO, make sure you're getting this, BIRD. With a capital T at the beginning. Everything else is lowercase. No spaces. Anyway, TangoBird has been feeding crows on and off since childhood. Since childhood. Fuck off. This guy says, you said when you were a child, you befriended the crows, and now years later, when you come back to them, they still remember you. Even if crows could remember faces for years, they still wouldn't recognize you because your face has changed drastically during those crucial maturing years. They could remember you, but they could not recognize you. Feeding crows on and off since childhood. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Damn. I didn't know that. And now they're friends with her. They're still friends with her. Wow. I'll post this one in the description as well if anyone wants to read it. But I believe my point is made. Here's the clip on my channel. You looked into it, found nothing. I looked into it. I don't think much more needs to be said. But thank you for watching. Thank you for making it this far. Thank you in particular. That is if you did. Anyway, my job is done here. Peace.